This is Heart of Darkness, written by Joseph Conrad in 1899. The genres are historical fiction and adventure fiction.
Biographical information. Joseph Theodore Conrad Korzeniowski was born in 1857. He became a mariner in France at age 16. He visited numerous places around the world, including the Congo. After he got married, he ended his seafaring career, and Heart of Darkness was published in 1900. Historical information. Written during the height of European imperialism. During the late 1800s, European powers such as England, France, and Belgium engaged in the scramble for Africa, the rapid colonization, division, and exploitation of the African people and land. King Leopold II of Belgium brutally controlled the Congo during this period, exploiting the native peoples in pursuit of personal wealth.
Beginning of the story, Marlowe is telling a story on the Nellie while they are traveling on a boat outside of London in the late 1800s. Marlowe represents the average European at this time. His views of women and Africans accurately reflect the general consensus at the time, making him the best candidate to teach the audience about the true human nature. He's adventurous, observant, and thoughtful. Marlowe starts talking about the Congo in his journey. He speaks about his love for exploration and how his aunt got him the job to go to the Congo. He states how the doctor informed him that traveling to the Congo mentally changes people. This is an internal conflict with Marlowe because he struggles throughout the book to stay in line. He continues to tell the story about the Congo, and he gives vivid detail about what he saw. He describes the conditions of the enslaved natives. On the journey, he hears about a man named Kurtz, who is the most profitable in the ivory business. Kurtz is a successful imperialist. He has an ivory business, and he demonstrates the corruption of imperialism. Kurtz displays that greed can ruin a person's life because he constantly tries to gain power. Marlowe is intrigued by Kurtz and wants to meet him. Once he arrives at the central station, he meets the manager. The manager also represents the corrupt aspects of imperialism. Marlowe's boat sinks, and he has to fix it. He overhears a conversation that the manager is having and discovers that the manager dislikes Kurtz. He helps reveal that people are not always who they say they are. The manager is greedy, sly, and vengeful. Marlowe waits for rivets to arrive, and he fixes the steamboat. They continue on their journey to get to Kurtz. They pass a hut that has wood for them, a book in cryptic code, and a poster that warns them of danger. They get attacked by a native tribe on the steamboat, and the helmsman dies. The helmsman showed the lighter side of the natives. It demonstrated that they are humans too, and his death revealed that Marlowe had some feelings for the natives. Marlowe decides to throw his body overboard. Once they get to Kurtz, Marlowe meets a Russian man who takes care of Kurtz when he is sick. While Kurtz represents imperialism, the Russian represents the power of imperialism's lure. The Russian proves that even the most unsuspecting people can be turned by imperialism. He is loyal and idealistic. The Russian reveals that the hut and the book of codes, which was actually just Russian, was his. He also confirms that Kurtz is sick. Marlowe finally meets Kurtz, and he finds out that the natives do not want him to leave because he is like a god. But Marlowe tells the Russian to leave. Marlowe begins to take care of Kurtz as they travel out of the Congo. Kurtz dies and reveals horrifying last words that get engraved into Marlowe's mind, which are, the horror, the horror. Marlowe decides to keep all of Kurtz's letters and documents to protect them from the manager. Finally, Marlowe visits Kurtz's fiancée in Europe and lies to her about Kurtz's last words because she's devastated over the loss. Kurtz's fiancée represents the life Kurtz once lived. He had a fiancée that loved him and a good life. She's important because she shows how even the most evil people can originally come from a place of hope and goodness. She is kind, loving, and naive. At the very end, their narrator shifts back to the Nellie, and they start to enter another Heart of Darkness. Overall, the story reveals that everyone has their own Heart of Darkness.
Here are the symbols in Heart of Darkness. The fog represents mystery and the mysterious aspects of the Congo. Whenever the fog is around, there's always a difficult situation.
The snake in the river. The snake in the river represent hidden evil and transformation throughout the whole Congo.
The painting represents justice. The holding of the torch while blindfolded seems to match up with the image of justice. This is ironic because Kurtz seems to have no concept of right and wrong when the story takes place.
Light and darkness. In Heart of Darkness, Conrad flips light is good and dark is bad on its head to show that light can be bad and dark can be good, to show how human nature is great.
The white sepulchre represents the hollow imperialist ideas and how on the outside it may seem beautiful, but on the inside is actually corrupt.